Hi, and welcome to another episode of A Walk to Remember. My name is Dwayne Baker-Henderson, and as always, I'll be your host as we explore some of the truths and the myths surrounding postpartum depression, as well as hopefully give you some tips and suggestions on how to make your journey or the journey of someone else through postpartum depression a little bit easier. Last week, I talked about a 30-second stress relief exercise that you can see that at the end of this video. There will be a link to it also in the description below. I highly recommend doing that several times a day. But this week I wanted to talk about an experience I had with my daughter. And this pertains to why this video is a day late. We had planned as a family that my wife and son were going to go skiing at a local ski hill with some of the people in his class. And I was to stay home with my daughter Kalina and put her to bed and all that kind of stuff. And what ended up happening was she had developed a sore throat and wasn't feeling that great. And so instead of editing and recording and all that kind of stuff last night, I spent the time with my daughter, which was fantastic. And we did something that really inspired me to talk about seeing the beauty that surrounds us and how we lose that when we're going through traumatic experiences, difficult challenges in our life, such as postpartum depression or any other kind of challenge that we might face. Quite often we focus on the worst parts of our day. And I've talked about this in several other videos. But the experience we had last night was a great reminder that it's never too late to pull yourself out of that. And regardless of what situation you're going through, it's possible to do that. It might be a little bit more difficult in some circumstances than others, but it is possible. And what we ended up doing is watching Mary Poppins, the Disney movie from before I was born. I remember watching it when I was a little kid and seeing how mystical it was and how amazing it was that she could fly and had all this magic and things like that. But I didn't really pick up on the themes within the movie. And I haven't watched it since then, but I knew that my daughter would like it because she is really attracted to seeing women who are powerful and seeing magical things and things that can't be explained with normal language. And that's really what Mary Poppins seems like it is. But as we watched it, what I saw was a couple of different things. And one was one of the main storyline themes in it that I didn't see when I was a little kid. And it's basically the father in Mary Poppins, Mr. Banks, and his transformation through that movie from somebody who is not seeing what is so beautiful around him and the joy that's around him and all of the things he should be grateful for. And instead, he just sees strict rules and rigidity and that kind of stuff. And as the movie progresses, he actually begins to see all of this amazing stuff that's around him and starts to enjoy his life a little bit more. And it happens a lot at the end, but you can see it building throughout. And that's not a theme that I noticed when I saw it the first time as a child. And that was a good reminder about my theme for this particular video, in that we do lose that sometimes when we get caught up in our life and our challenges and just being a grown up. You don't get to see a lot of the joyful, beautiful things around us. And we are really surrounded by beautiful things. The other thing that I saw was just the amazing experience of watching my daughter, who has never really seen a whole lot of movies. We don't have a TV. We don't go to a lot of movies with our kids. But watching her watch something that totally mystified her and really inspired her and brought out a lot of really interesting things in her, and just how wonderful that was to watch. Just seeing what I felt when I was a kid in my daughter was phenomenal, and really uplifting and inspirational for me as well. And I think those two things go really well hand in hand, really. Seeing the beauty that's in our life, and then the example of watching my daughter Kalina become totally spellbound by this simple little movie that we kind of take for granted. And I just wanted to talk about that today and how we can actually see the beauty that's around us. Now, in the movie, Mr. Banks has to go through some really big challenges in order to start to see the beauty and feel the joy in his life. He gets fired from his job. His day is terrible. And through all that, it really shows him what is wonderful around him, his family and all the great things he's got. He's got a beautiful wife. He's got 2 beautiful kids. He lives in a great big house with all kinds of wonderful things. And he doesn't see it up until the end when he's basically almost going to lose it all when he loses his job. And through that, he really comes to see what's really important. And that's the key in that is actually seeing what's really important in our lives. And I know that when Corey and I were in the hardest part of our postpartum journey, sometimes it was really difficult to see those things, the things that were really meaningful. You know, we saw the financial crunch that was caused by that experience, and we saw the fear of trying to help Corey be well, and we saw lots of other relationships breaking down, and the stigma that comes along with things like postpartum depression. But it was really hard to say that, you know what, we've got this brand new daughter who is beautiful and wonderful, and she's a great addition to our new family and to the world, really. And we have a beautiful son who is extremely intelligent and loving and caring and just a wonderful person. And we have a roof over our head, even though at sometimes that was looking like it might be in doubt. And we had food on our table, and we had support, and we had friends, and we had each other, Corey and I. There were so many different things that we had, and we didn't see them really because we were so focused on other stuff. So I'd like to suggest that with that 30-second stress reliever that I gave last week, take some time to just look around you after you've had a chance to relax and unwind for those 30 seconds and just notice some things. Notice the color of the sky or the plants that are around you, the trees that are around you, the beautiful people. There is so much beauty in everybody. I took the opportunity a few days ago. I was sitting somewhere where there was a large crowd, and I just looked from face to face and looked for beauty in every single face, and it was always there. There's in every single face, regardless of what society would say about that face, there's definite beauty in there, whether it be the gentleness in someone's eyes or their smile or just the curve of part of their face. There's definitely beauty there, and just taking notice of that and experiencing that in your own life, even when you're going through something that's really difficult. It does kind of take the edge off of what's happening to you a little bit. So do that. I highly recommend that. It is an amazing experience once you quiet everything down and just notice what's around you and how much beauty and joy there actually is, even when your life does feel like it's full of chaos. It can be an amazing, uplifting experience. Anyway, that's what I wanted to talk about today. I highly recommend also watching Mary Poppins again. If you watched it as a kid, you'll absolutely love it as an adult. Do that. Like the video if you did like it. Share it with the people who you think might find value in it. Throw your comments below. I'd love to hear what you have to say. And subscribe to the channel so you know what's going on next. Every week I put out 2 videos. Usually on Tuesday I put out my Walk to Remember. This one, of course, going out on Wednesday. And on Fridays I have a personal vlog that I just talk about what's going on in my mind at the time. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. We'll see you in the next video, and have a great week. Bye-bye.